Hello YouTube, Bladefinger here. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit. Alrighty. This video is kind of an impromptu, very just kind of out of the blue video that I decided to do. Just kind of sitting down thinking about what I wanted to do a video on. I have so many things to do, or that I want to do videos on. It just kind of, it all muddles together. And this is something I've been thinking about, and I notice every now and then, mainly in the knife and gear community of Instagram, and a lot of times on YouTube as well in the comment section. What I want to talk about is high-end knives, such as maybe this GEC here, or this Sheepdog, or the Microtech, versus low-end knives, such as this Buck. Little $12 knife from Academy, or you know, even to go as far as this little no-name Chinese NRA lockback. It's actually a pretty decent little knife, very little play, 440 China, not a great edge, but it's a knife. So, but I'm wanting to talk about this separation I tend to notice between knife people. You know, people who enjoy knives. Knives is, you know, when I say a knife, what do you think about? You know, bring something from out of frame. Do you think of a Case Sod Buster? Great budget knife. Review on this is definitely going to be positive and definitely coming in the future. This might be in the EDC rotation right after the rat cutlery. I'm currently in a move. Forgive me about this, but this video will be a lot of rambling and just kind of general talking. It's almost going to be similar to a vlog, but it will have a point. Or do you think of something more along the lines of, say, a Benchmade Alan Oleshowitz design? Do you think of a fixed blade? Say a custom neck knife. Well used, tailor-made knives. You can find him on Instagram. Little neck knife. When I got it, it was not rusty. There was not chips in the carbon fiber, as there are now. It was a solid point. There wasn't anything wrong with this knife when I got it. I messed it up myself. It'll be a little story to come. It was a custom knife. This cost $175. It cuts, it performs, it's tool steel, that's why it's rusty. I use it. All my knives are user knives. Or do you think of what I think a lot of people should think of when I say the word knife? A Buck 110. Great budget, just everyday knife. If you don't care about weight, say you want to slip it in its leather sheath, put it on your belt, it's a great knife. Every knife guy should own a Buck 110. This happens to be a 50th year anniversary edition. I guess my point is, if I go to this, which is $400 semi-custom knife, it has its flaws, yes. It cuts well, yes. Or I go to this, a little Buck. Small little flipper. Just a simple Buck 340. Nice deep carry pocket clip on it. Good 420 HC blade. It's a wonderful blade. It really is. I absolutely love it. It's only $12. And it does just about the same thing as this does, just with different materials. One of the things that bothers me that I see is a lot of people mocking, making fun of, or downing other knife owners because they own something like this, and the person putting them down owns something like, let me reach into the Pelican case here and pull out, say this, a custom Boker Quaken. Well, not really custom, but customized. TI Survival. This was a lovely gift of my wonderful, wonderful girlfriend. Someone who on an average day carries something like this, making fun of someone who carries this. Or this, just a literally no-name Chinese lockback. Doesn't even have 440 on the blade, it just says stainless. Or this. Or I even see some people very seldomly get mocked for carrying a Spyderco because they're a Benchmade snob, or the only knife you need is a custom knife. That's ridiculous. Yes, the Spyderco is better than this little buck. It is, but they both do the same thing. And say someone, you know, a younger kid or someone of, you know, a different financial status than you that can't own a bunch of these, or a bunch of these, or a bunch of these. This is the cheap one. This is a UTX-70. This is $200. That's a lot of money for a blade not even as long as my index finger. I can't even carry this in the state of Louisiana. Isn't that some bull? I guess what I'm getting at is I don't get when a knife guy, quote, can mock or make fun of another knife guy because the snobby one owns this and the other one owns this. They're both knife guys. They both like knives. They both share a common interest. And so what I see a lot of, you know, knife enthusiasts, as you may say, starting to trend towards, is they forget, you know, where they started out. Now I'm sure there's one or two people that started out with a $400 Sebenza or a $200+ customized Boker Quaken. I didn't. I don't even have the first knife I started out with. A lot of those knives are gone and in the trash or lost. But I started out with something like this. The quality is representative. When I got my first knife, my dad walked in after a long day at work at a local horse track that he worked at for over 20 years. He was the assistant GM, and he handed me one of those very stereotypical stainless steel handled Swiss Army style knives. I was 8 years old. He tossed it to me. I was sitting in the living room and he said, "Here." It was just kind of like a, hey, here you go. And that started something, as you can see. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of people today who call themselves knife fanatics, knife nuts, you may say, I say it a lot, they forget where they came from. This is a $1 knife I bought off of Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And I had a Sebenza at the time I bought this knife. You know why I bought it? Because I liked it. I thought it was cool. Do I use it? No. Does it sit on top of my little chest where I store my knives? You bet your butt. I love it. Another example of a great little budget knife, Samrim New. Excellent, excellent blade. Excellent little blade. Yes, it's Chinese. Yes, got a little bit of lock rock. Just a little bit. Up and down, really not anything at all. Clip is not reversible or, you know, able to change in positions. This is my custom Hangman's noose lanyard out of a faulty iPhone cord. Just thought I'd play around with something there. That's a great knife though. This is like $10 knife tops, 15. And it just dropped. Granted, there's a lot of play. This knife doesn't drop. And that blade's big. My Boker drops really well. Almost too well. I guess what I'm saying is I'm really getting tired of seeing people, you know, put others down because they own, say, You know, not this is an exact example, but this is an old Gerber that was my brother's, and he beat it to crap, and it doesn't really work the way it should. But I hate seeing people get mocked for owning something like this. Or, like, you know, even the 110. Or, say, a little Hen and Rooster slip joint. It looks beautiful. Does it perform beautifully? No. There's practically no walk and talk. You want to hear walk and talk? On my GEC 47 Viper. Strong spring. Oh, that just sounds amazing. Love this knife. Absolutely beautiful knife. Well used. It's got its scratches and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful blade. This knife right here. This was my first custom folder. I believe my only custom, like true custom folding knife. This is a, he's not that prominent of a maker. His name is Fred Durio. And I myself, being from Louisiana, born and raised, this is a Louisiana knife maker. Always wanted a knife made by somebody in my state. It's a beautiful little blade. Still has fuzz all over the backliners from the way he did the titanium. Hopefully you can pick that up. Let me adjust my lighting here. See if I can get it to focus any better. Yeah, this is a great knife. I use it. I carry it. Got a couple little scuff marks. You can see up here on the bolster if it focuses. You can't seem to get it. See if turning that light off helps. You can't really see it due to the lighting, but there is some scraping right in here. Oh, there's a good angle on it. This is a beautiful knife. This is a custom knife. I paid a little over $200 for it. But I have the same respect for this knife as I do for this knife. If I see somebody carrying a $2,000 custom, and I see somebody carrying this knife, I'm going to have the same conversations with them almost. Say, hey man, I like that knife you're carrying. Oh really? I like it too. I'm a knife guy. I really do like knives. And I'm going to talk to him about all the knives he likes and all the knives I like. And we're going to have a great conversation. Because I remember where I came from, and I appreciate still all these cheap knives. Now, can I carry this and enjoy it the same way as I can carry and enjoy, even what what's in the rotation right now? My Rat 2. No, I can't. I will enjoy this knife much more than carrying this one, but I still have respect for it. Anybody who likes a knife is the same. Some people don't have $2,000 to drop on a custom. I don't. I wish I did. I'd be doing it all day long. I'd be using them. Another thing I see that bothers me in the knife community, a lot of custom makers will come out and make not so great blades, but they will also improve. And I see a lot of people who criticize new makers. I'm not sure if this gentleman ever got criticism when he came out or not, in regards to non-constructive criticism, people just being rude. But his name is Mr. Watkins. That's all I'll say. His name is on Instagram. I believe it's Watkins Defense. Let me pull up his Instagram page and I will show you guys as I'm doing that. I'll show you. This is the first knife I bought from him. This is a very early work of his. I believe it uses tool steel. Now, as you can see, those grinds, they're not that great. They're good. I mean, if you ask me, they're pretty decent. And of course, it did not show up with all the patinaing and speckling on it. It did show up clean and nice. That's just me. I do try to find a use for this, actually. It feels really great in hand. But as you can tell, it's not, a primo example of a custom knife. Here he is right here. A little shout out for him. Go check him out on Instagram. He makes some great blades, and I'm about to show you one that I did score from him. This is a fun little knife to have. He did file work on the back. He cares a lot about what he does, and it's easy to tell that he likes messing with knives and stuff. It came with a little Kydex sheet, a snap or anything, but it fits pretty snug. More than my $175 Olamic. Another story. This is the second knife I purchased from him. You can automatically tell the Kydex looks a little bit better. Patterning on the handles look better, and whoa, that is a natural curve in the spine of that blade, which is pretty cool. It is chisel ground, but this knife I use all the time. It may not look like it. It came like this, but I really do like it. It's kind of like an acid wash darkening to it. It feels great in the hand, it really does. But one thing I'll see every now and then is a new maker comes out and they get criticized because their work doesn't look great. That's ridiculous. People can improve. He's constantly improving. I want to see the people who are criticizing them do as good as they do, because 9 times out of 10 the people criticizing are just, they have no skills, really, to put it in simple terms. They're not the knife makers out there. A lot of the knife makers will give them constructive criticism. You know, I don't know, it bothers me just to see people get put down because they don't make the best knife. They don't make the latest and greatest custom flipper, or the latest and greatest tactical knife, or use Mokutai and copper and titanium and all this. It just bothers me. It bothers me when people forget where they came from. It really does. This was my first good EDC knife, I guess you could say. This was a Christmas present from my mom. This was the first knife and the only knife she's ever really got me for Christmas. This is a little SOG. I believe it's a Twitch 2. Yeah. Very well used. Great little knife. Not much blade play. But a lot of people hate on SOG. And I just tend to wonder why. I've handled and used several of their knives. I love this knife. This knife I'll probably just give a review on. I don't even have to carry it to know how it performs. It performs wonderfully. I like the safety on it. I like everything about this knife, really. But I've seen people get put down. Oh, you're carrying a SOG? That's a piece of crap. You need to go to a Benchmade. You need to go to a Sebenza. What if this is all they can afford? What if this was a gift to them? What if they really do treasure this SOG? Everybody has that knife to them. That's special. This knife to me is very special. It was given to me at a very hard time in my life, and it meant a lot to me, and it still means a lot to me. This knife will never leave my collection. If I had to sell every single knife in my collection, I would. And a lot of them are very special to me. This one is extremely special to me. This was a gift from my wonderful, wonderful girlfriend. This is the most special knife in my collection, probably. Behind another little POS automatic my cousin gave me that I keep in my Pelican case. This is where I came from. I carried this knife for a solid 1.5 2 years. And I never had an issue with it. Ever. Besides the thumb studs would come loose. And they still do. But really, if I wanted to, I could put some Loctite in and that wouldn't be an issue. Still locks up fairly decent. Great little knife for the money. $25 at Walmart. Right here. You can get yourself a nice Kershaw assisted HCR 13 MOV. Todd Rexford design. Beautiful blade, deep carry, stainless handles. A little hard to unlock, a little bit of a pain. You get a nice bit of color in there though. I'm guessing that's an aluminum collar that's anodized lightly or something. Wonderful knife. People get put down for this. This has become more of a rambling video, and if you're still here at the end, I would like to congratulate you, actually. Hopefully I've made at least a few decent points. Really, I just kind of wanted to get it off my chest, ramble a little bit, show you a little bit of my collection. Pull out a couple. Here's late 70s case Barlow with bone. Beautiful blade. Sit next to my Pelican case. Here's a crappy automatic. And I'll be very careful with this one. I use a lot of caution around this knife, and you'll see why here in a second. My cousin gave me this, and my cousin means a lot to me. Long story short, my cousin's in his later 50s, or mid 50s around. So he's quite a bit older than me, but I've always looked up to him. He means a whole lot to me. He's just an influential person in my life. And he got this through his job, and he didn't carry it for an obvious reason. And he gave it to me. And it's not worth a dime, if you ask me. It's dangerous. It really is. But I love it. Do I carry it? No, would never. But it means a lot to me, and I'll never get rid of it. It's a Smith & Wesson SWAT spear point. Not really sharp at all. Got a big old USA right there. But the reason it's not safe, besides the outrageous amount of lock rock in both directions, I can almost move it in a circle. Get it to move just without my hands, without my second hand, is how easy it is to deploy this blade. It's scary. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. It's quite scary. But I treasure it. And I think that's something that a lot of so-called knife enthusiasts have now kind of forgotten, is how to treasure knives. How to have a sentimental meaning to knives. Here is a pretty good example, actually. This is a Quartermaster QTR6TT. The Texas T edition. Just gigantic, beefy tank of a knife. I've carried it a couple times. There's a major problem with this knife. And I've talked to Quartermaster, and I know they would fix it. I haven't sent it in, though, because I just haven't gotten around to it, really. Honestly, guys, I still haven't gotten around to shipping this William Henry in, mainly because I don't have the money to do it. I'm in a tough time trying to get a job. Not really many people are open right now. Talking to a friend right now about getting a job as a rigger. Hopefully that pans out. If it does, that would be wonderful, and I would be ever so thankful. Right now it is pretty late. Turning to the 5th here in a little bit. Supposed to go to the fair with my wonderful girlfriend tomorrow. It's supposed to rain, but we'll have fun. Major problem with this knife is the lockup. It looks pretty decent, right? Right? Don't see any problems. I don't know if you can hear it. It's got pretty bad lock rock. I mean, really bad lock rock. I mean, the lock isn't even touching the blade until you get to this point. I can still move it before it touches the blade. They told me to send it into them, and I said no. Mainly because I know I'm not going to carry it that much, if any at all. And it's a sentimental thing. This was a gift from my girlfriend. And I have an amazing girlfriend, guys, if you haven't noticed. But it's a heavy, just beast. And that's not usually what I carry, but I still cherish this piece. It's more of a collector's item, and I know, use your stuff, use your items. And I do, for the most part. There's very few that I don't use. Number 58 at 300. Beautiful knife, really. I love Quartermaster's work. Makes some beautiful stuff. Search them up. They make some cool stuff. But I guess it's, time I start wrapping up this video. Really, I guess what I want my message to be is, don't forget where you came from. Most of you guys out there who are now enjoying your Rick Henders and, your Alan Olishewitz and your Kirby Lamberts and your Yunas and Sabenzas and whatever you may be, you came from this. A lot of you did. One guy on YouTube, very well known, I'm sure you know of him, Cutlery Lover. Want to make a huge shout out to you, Jeff. No, you don't know me that well, but you really do mean a lot to me. You're almost a part of my family at this point. You've inspired me to make YouTube videos, and you're one of the people that I like to see. You have an appreciation for these knives, and you've made videos about it. And that's kind of what inspired me to make this video. Is I just wanted to add my own 2 cents. All you knife guys out there enjoying your custom Boker Quakens, or customized Boker Quakens, or your custom Burnley Quakens. I've seen a few of those. Your Microtech Halo 5s and UTX 70s. I enjoy the hell out of this knife. I love it. Enjoying your sheepdog knives. Little cleaver. Enjoying your Spyderco H1. Custom neck knives, whatever it may be. Whatever you enjoy, just remember where you came from. And if you see somebody out there carrying this as their everyday carry, don't mock them. Just, there's not worth it. Have a conversation with them if they seem to be a knife person. Ask them what they know about knives, you know, maybe share a little bit of information. Maybe say, hey man, you might want to check out Ontario. They're a great company that make affordable knives. You know, turn them on to some, you know, affordable knife companies. Don't go up to somebody who's carrying this little NRA knife that they got for free, most likely, or $10, and say, hey man, you should really try out a Rick Hinderer. He makes an awesome knife. Yes, Rick Hinderer does make an awesome knife, but his awesome knife is around $500. That's going to turn them off. They're going to be like, that's ridiculous. I can't spend that much money on a knife. Say, hey, go check out Buck. They make some awesome knives for the money. $20. This thing was like $12, $13. That's the same price as the cheap Chinese ones. It may not look as cool, but it's going to be a hell of a lot more functional. Turn them on to quality. They'll appreciate it more than you'll ever think. Say they like slip joints. I got this slip joint and a smaller version, basically. Well, not smaller version. A smaller model that used 2 blades and was a lot thinner in the same handle material. I got these 2 blades, those two, for $20. This is a great little carry. It's made in China. It's not made in the US. But it's a nice little knife. Samram New. Lord. They can search online. Tell them to go get one of these. Great knife. You can have something similar to a Sebenza. A lot of controversy behind it, but it's a great knife. Say they want to spend a little more. Oh so popular Kershaw Leak. Another gift. I have some amazing friends. This one not from my girlfriend, actually. From a good buddy. You know who you are. Wonderful knife. $50. $25. $20. So why are we mocking all these people carrying these cheap knives? It doesn't make sense. But I've repeated myself too many times. It's almost 12 o'clock. I'm running on a little sleep. I'm tired. I just wanted to get up and talk to you guys. If anything, you can put it on silent, listen to some music, and watch the knives. Look at those. Also, one of my Zippos. Those up here. And something I haven't showed you guys. This is, I'm going to kind of introduce you to one of the hobbies that I've said that I have. And you will be seeing videos on it. And that is pipe smoking. This is my Savinelli Miele. This is a 677 KS. Let me get you in frame. That'd probably be a good idea. This is my most cherished pipe, and what will be my most cherished pipe for the rest of my life. There's a nice story behind it. I will give you that story in a separate video. It is unsmoked, as you can see. Completely unsmoked, and I'm saving this pipe for a very special occasion, and that occasion is to come. That will be, you know, about a year from now. but I still plan to be making YouTube videos, so you will be there for that day, or you will see that day. But it is a beautiful pipe. I absolutely love it so far. I can't really tell you how it smokes, but I can tell you how this one smokes and hopefully ask for some information. I smoked this today, actually. I love this little pipe. Smokes very, very well. Has a good little bowl size. It's nice for a little short smoke. It's a small pipe, as you can see, compared to the 7Ellie here. 7Ellie is just a little bit more substantial. It's a beautiful, beautiful pipe, though. This is actually just a little pipe I got at my local smoke shop. All my pipes I buy from my smoke shop, generally. I know I'm overpaying. I know I'm practically being price raped, but I like to support my local businesses whenever I can. So I do buy from them, and I am perfectly happy buying from them. Smoked this earlier today with some Frogmorton's Cellar. Great tobacco. Really do love it. This is the first time I've smoked Frogmorton's Cellar, and I absolutely loved it. I'm going to smoke it a couple more times, and there may be a review coming on that. This is a great little pipe. Just wanted some information on it. This is the only marking I found on it. MT with a shield. And EU, I'm presuming, stands for Europe. That's a great little pipe. Smokes amazing. Smoke Englishes out of this. It always smokes cool. It never really smokes wet either. So if anybody has any information on that, that'd be appreciated. And guys, that's about it. I know I've taken up enough of your time. If you've made it through this video, I commend you. Post it down in the comments. Also, I do want to announce, once I hit 50 subscribers, I will be giving away the Leather Sergeant. So if you've made it till the end, you now know that I just decided on a whim to give away this Leather Sergeant once I hit 50 subscribers. So that could take a long time, or that could take a day or two. I have a ton of subscribers on, or followers on Instagram, so let's see if they can pull through. But it will be a YouTube contest. So what I want you to do to win this, comment down below. Comment on one of the knives, comment on one of the pipes, comment on video content, complain about the video. Just kidding. Complaints won't be entries, and I mean that. If you complain, it will not be an entry in the contest, and you must be subscribed to me. Those are the only rules. Comment down below, no complaints, subscribe to me on YouTube. You don't even have to follow me on Instagram. I don't care. But if you've made it through the end, congratulations. You now have a chance at winning this beautiful wallet at a $30 value. I've only carried it once. I like it, don't get me wrong, but I can't really kick the purple one out of my pocket. So that's up for grabs at 50 subscribers, and who knows, this one may be up for grabs at a later date, but knowing that these are not on the site right now as an option makes me want to keep it more, but we'll see. As always, you guys stay smart, stay sharp, and have a great day.